Hey folks, this is Mary. Welcome back to my channel. So we are up to day 8 of 30 Purple Inks 30 days. So let's pick out our ink of the day. Ooh, this one's already unfolded itself. This is Robert Oster Go-Go. Ooh, I've been hoping we would get this one, and this is a sample, so let me go grab that. Alright, so here is our sample, and this came from Van Ness. And I think I ordered this one earlier this year, and I've really been looking forward to using it, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So I am glad that this came up. So we're going to ink up our pen. Still using my Lamy Dark Lilac. Alright, I got a little bit in there, but I think that will be enough for us to use today. Alright, so we're going to make our swatch card, and oh, I forgot to write on yesterday's ink that it was a sample. So this is Robert Oster Go-Go. And this is a sample. Ooh, I swear, my handwriting just gets worse and worse. My goodness, it's supposed to get better the more you do it, right? I don't know, that is just not working for me. Well, I think my Q-tip got contaminated, so let me go grab a clean one. I noticed on somebody's channel, I think her channel name is Insight Hope, that she has the neatest little desk organizer thing over here with all of her little Q-tips and things in it, and it just looks so cute and organized, and I don't know, my stuff is just all over the place. I knock stuff in the floor, I can't find things. Oh, it's just creative chaos, which sometimes is a good thing, and then sometimes it's just frustrating. Okay, so this is feeling a little bit dry, and I don't know why I was thinking that Robert Oster inks were wet. Now I am getting a drip out of it, so that makes me think that it's not quite so dry, but I don't know. I want a little bit more of a drip. I'm being greedy with the drip. I just think this is such a pretty color. Okay, excuse me, I can't stare at the ink swatch all day. We have to move on to other things. So now we are going to, what are we doing? We're doing some writing, right? Okay. Oh, and let me close up our swatch here. Ooh, I'm turning the page. That's always exciting. And I think I'm going to use the back side of this. I think that'll be fine. Now, I didn't use the back side of the calendar because I was afraid that some of the little blocks might bleed through, and of course one of them did, so I'm glad I did skip this page. But on the other side of the writing, I don't think we'll have trouble with bleed through. So this is, make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, so here is a close-up of the Exceed paper. I think it's focusing. Let's see. There we go. All right. So I have found that generally with broader nibs, the color of the ink kind of changes, and I noticed that a lot with this ink. The finer nib, the ink looks darker, and in the broader nib, it looks lighter. And I think there's a little bit of shaving. There's a little bit of shading in the broad nib, but I don't see a lot in the fine nib. Maybe a little bit. But the ink does feel dry. It didn't, the pen wrote smoothly, but it was like it was being stingy with the ink. It wasn't flowing smoothly. The ink wasn't flowing smoothly out of the pen. And here is the Clairefontaine paper. I said the other one was the Exceed paper, right? That was the Exceed notebook. And this is the Clairefontaine notebook. And again, the finer nib, I think the ink looks darker, and the broader nib, it looks paler, which is interesting. It's interesting how that happens. But again, it was like the pen didn't want to write. It didn't want to let go of the ink. And I think that's because it's a drier ink. And I don't know why I'm thinking that Robert Oster inks are wetter. And maybe some of their inks are wetter and some of them are drier. But I think some of the other ones I've used, like I've been using Blue Water Ice recently. That was the bottle that I bought. And that flows beautifully and it's so comfortable to write with. So I really like the color of this ink. But I don't know if I'm going to enjoy writing with it that much. I need to use it some more and decide if I would like to write with it. Alright, so now we are going to do our calendar square. So where's our washi tape? Okay. So here is today's washi tape. This is some lovely grapes, I think. And is our ink kind of close to grape colored? I guess grapes are different colors. The color grape is a particular color, I suppose, but grapes themselves are all different colors. Oh, have you guys tried those cotton candy grapes? Oh, they are so amazing. And they have a very short season and they're outrageously expensive, but I usually treat myself to a little bit of them when they come into season. Well, that is really pretty. That's really pretty washi tape. Love the washi tape. I saw somebody make washi tape one time on a video, and I'm trying to remember how she did it. I think she... I'm going to mess this up. She had paper that she liked, and she put a strip of Scotch tape on the paper. And then she cut out the strip with the tape on it. And then she soaked it in something. And that caused the adhesive to leave the cellophane of the tape and stick to the paper. So when she pulled the cellophane off of the paper, it left the adhesive behind. It was fascinating. I've never tried that though. And I have enough washi tape that I never need to make my own. I have washi tape coming out of my ears. But there are worse problems to have. Just like my ink, I have ink coming out of my ears. But there are worse problems to have. Okay. So I'm going to redip here. And let's see what this looks like. Ooh, well, yes, I would say that is grape colored. Very nice. And I totally stuck my fingers in that. But that's okay. Wow, that is really pretty. Gosh. I just wish I liked the way it felt in the pen better. Although I do know you can get, what is it, White Lightning, I think, from Van Ness, and you add a drop of it to the ink and it makes it flow better. So I need to work with this a little bit more and maybe try it in a different pen and see what I think about it. And then if if I'm still not enjoying it, I can add some of that white lightning. Of course, I think you have to add it to 10 milliliters, and this is only about 4, I think. So, I'm not quite ready to commit myself to a bottle of this yet. There's about 5 other bottles of blue ink, of Robert Oster blue ink, that I need to buy before I buy some purple. Oh, Robert Oster does make some amazing pen inks. Okay, so we're going to let the calendar dry for a bit. And here is our swatch card. And I thought I saw some shading coming out, and it is really faintly sheening. I thought I saw some faint sheen around the edge here, and it is really light, really faint. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera, but it's just a very thin line of kind of an orangey color. It's such a thin line, it's hard for me to tell what color it is. But it's a little bit red, I think, red or orange. And I bet if I did like a splat, I bet the sheen would show up then. Oh, those splats look like so much fun, but I have to work up the nerve to try one of those. Okay, so let's look at some comparison cards. Let me see. And this one is definitely on the lighter end, so I need to skip over all of my darker ones. Alright, here is Murasaki Shikibu. And that is actually my old swatch card. I'm looking for the one that I just did, because you can tell by the way I swatched it. It's in here somewhere. Nope. Here she is. So yeah, I mentioned this before. So that was the old way I used to do the swatches, with the one pass of a Q-tip and then a second pass of the Q-tip, but it never really showed any sheen, which I really wanted to be able to tell if an ink was sheening or not. And since this is watercolor paper, I think it's pretty absorbent, and I think it tends to not show the ink. I think it tends to not show the sheen very well anyway, so putting it on this way, it just doesn't show the sheen. But when I do this way with the little drip, it's much more likely to show some sheen. Now, I don't see much on this, but I think on the, like on the lip of the bottle, you know, it kind of has some sheen on there. That was how I first realized that California Teal has sheen. California Teal, I know I'm off topic here, but California Teal is one of my favorite inks. And I loved it for the shading and for the color. But I was filling up a pen one time, and I saw the sheen on the lip of the bottle, and I thought, wow, this is a sheening ink. So this has some sheen on the lip of the bottle. So probably with the right pen and the right paper, it would show more sheen. But just the pens and papers I've been using with it, I haven't noticed any yet. But anyway, that was quite a long ramble, so we are going to use my new card to compare with that, and it's not a good comparison anyway, because the Murasaki Shikibu is much of a redder purple, and this is the Go-Go is a much more of a bluish purple. It is such a pretty color though, this Go-Go. I really like it. Now here is Krishna Silent Night Sky, which is definitely on the bluer end, but it's more of a gray blue, a dusky blue. Let's see, there is La Couleur Royale, much darker, and there's our friend Sharrowite. I think I'm saying that correctly. Boy, that is such an amazing ink. Look at that green sheen on there. Ooh, can you guys see that? Ooh, yes you can. Wow, so pretty. I was just going to say I might have to get a bottle of that, and then I remembered I do have a bottle of that. Okay, so there is Purple Mojo, and I would say he is on the purpler end. And there's another favorite of mine, Hayabusa, which is definitely more on the reddish purple end. Let me see, these are all looking really red. Let's find some of our bluer ones here. There is Halley's Comet, which is a less saturated ink, but still on that reddish, the reddish end of the purple. There's Monteverde Amethyst. Well, I wonder if I should go find some of my bluer inks. There's Delicious Sleep. Again, that's kind of a dusky purple, but it's still more on the red end of the spectrum. All right, now there's Diamine Violet. Now that's looking closer, but it's still making the Go-Go look much more blue. Well, how about Private Reserve Tanzanite? Well, that one's closer. I think the Tanzanite is a bit darker, but they're more on the bluer end of the spectrum. Let me see. Those are all looking red, red, red. How about Diamine Bilberry? I think he's looking a little bit too something. Too red. I don't know. Anyway. Well, what do we think? Do we think the Diamine Violet is close? I don't see any sheen on that, but again, this is the old way I used to do my swatch cards. So it's not going to have that pooling like this had, the little pool of ink. But I think that one might be about the closest one that I have. I'm just wondering if I should try for some blue cards. How are we doing on time? Maybe I'll go look a little bit. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. The lawn guy's here, so I might have to go. So I will do this really quickly. So I pulled out some of my my softer blues, my less saturated blues, and we'll just see how these compare. So I'll put these out because they're kind of my closest purples. And we'll put these guys away. Okay. So here is Krishna Winter V3. So this was looking more purple next to the other blues, but now it's looking more, what did I say? It was looking blue next to the other purples, and now it's looking purple next to the blue. All right, here is Pilot Namiki Blue, very blue. Here is Sailor Ink Studio 143. That has some purple shading to it, but not even close. There is Diamine China Blue. Again, very blue. But look at that red sheen on the China Blue. Can you see that? So pretty. Here is Waterman Serenity Blue. Again, a less saturated blue with some nice red sheen. Kind of close to the China Blue, but actually a little bit more purple than China Blue. But not nearly as purple as Go-Go. Here is Troublemaker Milky Ocean. Again, this has some purple shading to it, but definitely blue. And I pulled out this one. I wasn't sure how it would compare, but this is Pilot Oroshizuku Tsukiyo. Definitely not even close. So, gosh, compared to these, I would still have to say that my purple inks are closer. So let's get these guys up here and take a look at them. So, I think these two might be the closest, but still not a good match, not a close match. This one's looking like a bluer purple, and that's looking like a redder purple. And this is just looking bluer, completely blue. So I don't know. I like this color, but I'm going to have to try it out some more and see how I like it in other pens. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do is look at our calendar page and see how that turned out. Gus is freaking out because the guy is here to mow the lawn. But he likes the lawn guy, but he always acts like he wants to eat the lawn guy. And then he, you know, he just has to pretend he wants to eat people, but he doesn't actually eat them. Okay, well that's coming off nicely. All right, well that is a lovely purple. I like that one a lot. And I think that color might be my favorite color so far, but I just don't know if I like the flow of it. So this is Robert, whoop, I'm just going to put O, Go-Go. And there we are. That is all for today. So there is our swatch card, and I just bumped the camera. And there is our pen. Nope, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Here we are. Have to get our little tableau going. So yeah, that is our day 8 ink. And I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you are enjoying your pens and inks. And I will hopefully see you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.